Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, June 5th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 692 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. U.S. gun laws, judge overturns California assault weapons ban. Putin sees double standard in U.S. Capitol riot prosecutions. Mind-sniffing rat McGraw ends years of hard work in Cambodia. Microsoft says error caused tank man Bing censorship. Man sentenced to killed wife, prop body in front of kids. There is stuff, Enduring Mysteries trail U.S. report on UFOs. 2 North Carolina deputies involved in fatal Andrew Brown Jr. shooting return to work. Toddler dies in California after being left in sweltering car while mom tends to marijuana plants, police say. Capitol riot attendee argued she was allowed inside the building on January 6 because she looked up the hours online and it said it was open. United plans supersonic passenger flights by 2029. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Apple needs to tailor iOS 15 to make the iPhone 12 Pro more pro, CNET. 40 years ago, the first cases of AIDS were reported in the U.S., CNN. Dogecoin bolstered by Coinbase edition as Musk tweets continue, Yahoo Finance. Kawhi Leonard delivers in clutch as LA Clippers force Game 7 against Dallas Mavericks, ESPN. A federal judge, who compares an AR-15 to a Swiss Army knife, overturns California's ban on assault weapons, CNN. Blazers coaching search, Damian Lillard basically tells Portland to hire Jason Kidd, he's the guy I want, CBS Sports. Delta flight from LAX diverted after flight crew, passengers take down man allegedly attempting to break into cockpit, CBS Los Angeles. Manchin's homegrown bipartisanship comes up against a changing world, CNN. China reconsiders its central role in Bitcoin mining, The Wall Street Journal. Q&A, how to know if you're eligible for the Vax for the Win lottery, KCRA Sacramento. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Judge overturns California's 3-decade-old ban on assault weapons. Superhuman Simone Biles in extreme slow motion is something else. Failed blogger Trump's Facebook news gets the treatment on Twitter. Republicans happily throw relatives under the bus for Trump in damning CNN bit. Jimmy Kimmel predicts weird legacy of Mike Pence, it involves Hitler. Trump turned into a mocking emoji on New York Daily News cover. Putin criticizes U.S. response to Capitol attack. Ex-child actor Drake Bell accused of child endangerment. In 8-hour interview, Trump counsel recounted troubling events to House members. Woman who wanted to find me a Proud Boy arrested in connection with Capitol riot. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Fired investigator, Lorenzo Davis gets $1.10 mil. Child suffers severe injuries in dog attack. Community rallies for couple hurt in accident. Foster grandparent retires at age 96. Military interpreter faces deportation. Man arrested in girl's 1972 murder, assault. Writing love letters, for a house. Vacationing family shot at on highway, dad injured. Police officer convicted of murder on paid leave. 174 pounds of marijuana found on incoming flight. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. As vaccines turn pandemic's tide, US and Europe diverge on path forward. Are we waiting for everyone to get hacked? Arthur Stats dies at 97, called timeout for unruly kids. After lavish nights of clubbing in Bangkok, a COVID outbreak. Pandemic or not, proms are back. Federal unemployment aid is now a political lightning rod. Where are Karist and rugs made? California assault weapons ban overturned by federal judge. Election in East Germany will test the far-right's power. Congress needs to defend vote counting, not just vote casting. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Senator Marco Rubio, if Biden believes in science, he must fire Fauci. Judge rules California's decades-old assault weapon ban violates Second Amendment. Nets vs. Bucks series preview, how to bet on Brooklyn vs. Milwaukee. Minneapolis unrest after Winston Smith's death continues into second night. Win $10,000 of Clint Bowyer's money on the Toyota Savannah 350 NASCAR race at Sonoma. Caitlyn Jenner says California has declined, calls Newsom beholden to special interests. California woman's wallet returned 46 years after she lost it. NYC shrink tells Yale audience she fantasizes about shooting white people in head. Greg Gutfeld, the left loves to virtue signal, because non-action replaces real action. Texas GOP Chairman Allen West announces resignation, plans to explore run for office. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, June 5th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Is Dogecoin a good investment? Expert suggests avoiding controversial cryptocurrency market. Belmont Stakes 2021 preview, can Rombauer repeat against a tough field? Time never waits, father of Titus Akins, teen killed in murder-suicide, says he sought to reconnect with son. Child tax credit, when monthly checks start and other important info. Proud gay dad of 3 amasses 250,000 followers on TikTok with relatable family videos. Stream the Memorial Tournament. Kennedy Center Honors, star-studded group of performers set to salute this year's honorees on June 6 on CBS. Floyd Mayweather vs. Logan Paul, how to watch, stream bragging rights pay-per-view. Stimulus check latest, will you get a fourth relief payment? Family game night, keeping the family together and entertained as the country returns to normal. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Oxford Don arrested over theft of biblical papyrus fragments is now facing a $5 million lawsuit. Exploring the revamped playground at Sandringham inspired by the Duchess of Cambridge. Norwich pickup truck with artwork of a kidnapped woman tied up in back is investigated by police. G7 finance ministers meet to agree on new minimum global level of corporate tax. Savvy artist makes accessories out of everyday items. Letizia of Spain stunts in V-neck dress as she joins King Felipe to meet Portuguese president. Shocking footage shows woman spitting in the face of a Herod's security guard. John Humphreys, it's time to stop following the flock on house prices. Crushing toll of lockdown on children, thousands in poverty suffer suicidal thoughts, charities warn. Caitlyn Jenner says coming out as a Republican was more difficult than coming out as transgender. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Harris heads to Guatemala, Mexico to address migration and manage expectations for quick results. D-Day spirit of remembrance lives on, despite the pandemic. Young Chinese take a stand against pressures of modern life, by lying down. UN, famine is imminent in Ethiopia's embattled Tigray region. Floods and mudslides kill 4, another 7 missing in Sri Lanka. Tourists are back in Rome, including some with American accents. Pilgrims return to Spain's El Camino paths after pandemic. Amid brutal case surge, Afghanistan hit by a vaccine delay. COVID-19 live updates, CDC encourages parents to vaccinate teens. A British museum is asking visitors what to do with toppled statue of traitor who enslaved people. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. French Open 2021, Nadal v Norrie, Djokovic and Svitolina in action, live. The Second World War through the lens of German soldiers, in pictures. Coronavirus live news, Delhi announces partial lockdown easing, India has 120,000 new cases. Yuka Sato takes US Women's Open lead as teenagers shine in the mist. The new summer of love, people are desperate to have sex, it's been a long year. If we can vaccinate the world, we can beat the climate crisis. Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo. Summer reading, the 50 hottest new books everyone should read. 100 richest UK families urged to commit $1 billion to tackle climate crisis. Nixon is much more serious than Trump, Michael Dobbs and the tale of the White House tapes. Italian climate activists sue government over inaction. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. San Diego detectives killed in crash identified as married couple. U.S. judge overturns California's ban on assault weapons. COVID-19 still poses severe risk to unvaccinated teens, CDC. Tennis player arrested over alleged sports corruption at French Open. Falwell, Liberty University lawsuit as excuse to shame him. Holland sends recommendation on Utah monuments to president. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Facebook suspends Trump accounts for 2 years. G7, rich nations confident on reaching tech tax deal. FBI sought info on who read USA Today news article for case. Roman Protasevich arrest, EU bans Belarus jets from its airspace. Mexico midterms marred by threats, attacks and killings. Ceuta and Melilla, Spain's enclaves in North Africa. The show highlighting Iran's rich artistic streak. Belgium's Van Ranst, COVID scientist targeted by a far-right sniper. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Obama Presidential Center expected to break ground this fall after years of opposition, concern. Obama talks about the false narrative of the election. Today in history for June 5. Biden administration seeks to reverse Trump-era changes to Endangered Species Act protections. A North Carolina student wore a Mexican flag over his graduation gown. He left without a diploma. 2 sheriff's deputies fatally shot man during arrest attempt, prompting new wave of unrest in Minneapolis. American Legion Post leader resigns, Ohio charter suspended after censoring Black History in Memorial Day speech. USA Today fights FBI subpoena demanding records that would identify readers of Florida shooting story. Monica talks hosting crime series Infamy, new album on the way. Biden taps nonprofits to help pick asylum seekers. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Los Angeles Police Department investigating vandalism at home of City Council President Nuri Martinez. Mother is arrested after death of 3-year-old girl who was left in hot car. Big crash in Lancaster leaves 4 dead, including 2 children. Another child is in critical condition. Vanessa Bryant chalks up another legal victory in fight over Kobe crash photo leak. Long Beach takes over Queen Mary, vowing to preserve the landmark ship. COVID-19 state of emergency will last beyond June 15, Newsom says. Tori Carlin wanted to be a firefighter since he was a kid. He was killed after a 20-year career. How are you making friends now that the pandemic is easing? Newsom kicks off plan to incentivize COVID-19 vaccinations as critics lash out. Why LA monument status for pop art nun Corita Kent studio matters for women in art. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, June 5, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. G7 nations near historic deal on taxing multinationals. European regulators launch fresh probes of Facebook, Google. Justin Trudeau demands Catholic Church apologize following discovery of remains at church-run school. Nigeria suspends Twitter after it deleted a tweet by the president. Canadian PM Trudeau wants Vatican City to apologize for church-run school abuses. In Peru's hinterland, a town battles world's worst COVID-19 outbreak. China blasts the US and EU consulates in Hong Kong for displaying candles to commemorate the June 4 Tiananmen crackdown. Elections watchdog admits errors in reporting Tory donations. Australia finds highly infectious Delta variant in Melbourne amid virus outbreak. Palestinian support for Hamas surges after its confrontation with Israel. Poisonous Amazon leak, world's richest tin mine pollutes water supply of 22 indigenous villages. The Palestinian Red Crescent said 23 runners were injured when Israeli police fired tear gas and stun grenades at an activist-organized run in solidarity with Palestinian families facing forced expulsion. Bing censors image search for tank man even in U.S. In India, 3,000 doctors just resigned after a court tried to block them from striking. UN, 152 children killed, 146 injured in Ukraine since start of Russian aggression. The next headlines are from Forbes. Mustang Mach-E 2021 review, a genius move by Ford? Deepak Chopra plans to live forever through AI, here's how. WWE SmackDown results, winners, news and notes on June 4, 2021. Paramount dates Quiet Place spin-off for March 2023. The Miz talks zombies, his first injury and Pampers sponsorship. COVID is still surging in these countries amid uneven vaccine rollout. 5 questions still facing the San Francisco 49ers during NFL offseason. Rafael Amaya, star of El Señor de los Cielos, returns to Telemundo in multi-project deal. These great movies and shows will disappear from Netflix this weekend. The best used car deal on the block is a hydrogen-powered sedan. The next headlines are from Nature.com. WHO approval of Chinese coronavac COVID vaccine will be crucial to curbing pandemic. Attraction and repulsion cooperate during brain circuit wiring. A complete human genome sequence is close, how scientists filled in the gaps. Education outreach can inspire the next generation of scientists. First science advisor in U.S. President's cabinet talks COVID, spying and more. Antibody-laden nasal spray could provide COVID protection and treatment. How fit can you get? These blood proteins hold a clue. 6 months of COVID vaccines, what 1.7 billion doses have taught scientists. Coronapod, uncertainty and the COVID lab leak theory. More than 1/3 of heat deaths blamed on climate change. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,709,766,988 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Gully Review, like Boys in the Hood as an indie art film. Chrissy Teigen exits Netflix's Never Have I Ever after online bullying controversy. Game of Thrones prequel House of the Dragon is looking spectacular, HBO chief says. Third A Quiet Place movie dated for 2023. Cruella sequel in early development at Disney. Bad Baby and Lil Yachty invest in dating app for Jewish people with ridiculously high standards. Music industry moves, Blackish actor Caitlin Nicole signs with Culture Republic. Spurt Untamed director Elaine Bogan on directing her first feature remotely. Oklahoma OK's bigger incentives for film, TV production. Islands use innovative incentives, locations as film, TV shoots set up shop. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. States fight over how our data is tracked and sold online, as Congress stalls. Officials say a man shot a gun before he was killed by law enforcement in Minneapolis. Fisher-Price recalls baby gliders and soothers after 4 infant deaths. The FDA has approved an obesity drug that helps some people drop weight by 15%. Cuba's baseball team fails to make the Olympics, and it's Canada's fault. Malaysia's recent surge in COVID infections leads to a new lockdown and new worries. As cyber attacks surge, Biden seeks to mount a better defense. FDA poised for decision on controversial Alzheimer's drug. Elephants wandered hundreds of miles into a Chinese city, nobody knows why. The following headlines are from The Week. Trump appointees get tax bill. Nigeria banned Twitter over president's deleted tweet. Another, Master and Commander movie is finally on the way. Puzzles, Printable Crossword and Sudoku, issue, June 11, 2021. Solutions, Crossword and Sudoku, issue, June 11, 2021. The week's best photojournalism. Democrats can solve all their infrastructure problems with one easy trick. The Biden administration's new facial recognition app for asylum seekers sets off alarm bells. Texas Republicans are a preview of national GOP rule. Ben Affleck's dad is officially the last person to find out that Ben Affleck is back together. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Texas activists are working to free Palestine but obstacles abound. Texas Observer announces finalists in the 15th Annual Mali Journalism Prizes. The next headlines are from Universe Today. New mosaic shows the galactic core from opposite sides of the electromagnetic spectrum. Another delay for Webb, but this time it's because of the rocket, not the telescope. What comes after photographing a black hole's event horizon? Could we see the photon ring? These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, June 5th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Rastaban and Eltonin, The Dragon's Eyes, on June evenings. Listening to Save the North Atlantic Right Whale. Webb Space Telescope launch delayed. Giant planets live in the suburbs. All you need to know, June solstice 2021. Whales make rainbows. Come to know the summer triangle. The next news is from Politico. EU, UK open antitrust probes into Facebook's use of advertising data. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Vestager dodges tough questions on U.S. spy scandal. Fauci, personal attacks are distorted and misleading. Caitlyn Jenner, homeless tents in Beverly Hills our latest problem sign. Republicans, Democrats battle for high ground after Mccain testimony. Facebook wanted to escape the Trump trap, so much for that. Biden rejects another GOP infrastructure offer. SEC fires Republican audit watchdog and considers new board members after push from Warren, Sanders. Opinion on Trump, Facebook kicks the can, again. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. AFL 2021 Hive updates, McGraw subbed out as Dons face Tigers in Dreamtime clash. The Dirty Dozen, Werridas crash to record equaling 12th straight loss. Libba question Kia's Bulldogs aim to end Perth drought. I'm doing it in the big league, Cambyses says Aussie fighters talk too much. 6-goal hero Elliott drives Collingwood to gutsy road win. I don't think Ivy needs funding, anger over Hive music grants to big business. I cannot be bothered, Victorians battling compounding fatigue of lockdowns. Grab whatever is to hand and works as a paddle for your little lockdown boat. Small business owners being destroyed during lockdown. That can be taxing, Geary, King injured as Saints rue costly misses. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. More workers negotiate a return to the office, but working from home is a privilege open to precious few Americans. The Moneyest, my boyfriend demands I pay half of his $600K mortgage and utilities, or go live in a camper van. He says, you'll never own this house. United wants to fly a new generation of Concorde-style supersonic jets. Will you be able to afford a ticket? One delicious way to cut your risk of type 2 diabetes, according to a study of 7,000 people. Tyler Freeland was ghosted by child care centers that were supposedly hiring, until parents started going back to work. Stimulus checks played a major role in nationwide decline in anxiety and depression, new analysis says. If it's not enhanced unemployment benefits, why are people turning down jobs? The Moneyest, my fiancé makes $90,000 a year, I make $150,000, should we merge our finances after we get married? Dispatches from a pandemic, Matt Landau wanted to find a rental car at a reasonable price, it was cheaper for him to rent a U-Haul truck. SEC's Gensler removes Trump-appointed chair of top accounting regulator. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Guest column, the ins and outs of small business patents, Albert Lee Tribune. Teladoc sues Avail startup for telemedicine console royalties, Bloomberg Law. The World Environment Day and the Brazilian PTO's green patent program, Lixology. Biorad's co-ownership theories rejected by Federal Circuit, the National Law Review. Patent prosecution highway program extended between Kippo and Vietnam IP Office, Intellectual Property, Worldwide, Mondac News alerts. IPWE announces Advisory Committee for University Technology Transfer led by Ian McClure of the University of Kentucky, Johnson City Press, subscription. Updated regulations on filing patents and petty patents in Laos, Intellectual Property, Thailand, Mondac News alerts. PM Modi chairs meeting of CSIR, Mint. C-Hub and Alexandra El-Bakayan, The Times of India blog. Amrita Center for Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine bags 7 new medical patents, India Education Diary. The next headlines are from Quartz. How Masterclass became the style master of MOOCs. Weekend edition, How to Stop Cyber Attacks, Reparations Done Wrong, Africa's Digital Currencies. Telehealth fraud has cheated the US of billions in the pandemic. Was Google right not to fire Kama Bob over his anti-Semitic blog post? The pandemic has hit Latino and Black Americans the hardest. Trump can return to Facebook in time for the next presidential election. How will we know we've recovered from the pandemic? Nearly half of all college students are now considering careers in health or science. There's a clear lesson in the COVID-19 lab leak theory. The May jobs report won't shake the Fed off course. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Following D.C. Circuit ruling in public records case, new request demands Senate Intel Committee reveal full Central Intelligence Agency torture report. Content moderation case study, Roblox tries to deal with adult content on a platform used by many kids, 2020. Newly released body cam footage shows Louisiana state troopers beating a man to death. Supreme Court finally limits widely abused computer hacking law, but just a bit. Small-town police chief hit with actual criminal charges after threatening a critic with bogus criminal charges. Daily Deal, the All-Star Mac bundle featuring Parallels Pro. As Western democracies ramp up efforts to censor social media, Russia appears to feel emboldened to do more itself. Worried about TracFone merger approval, Verizon pretends it didn't exploit COVID emergency program. Google, Facebook and Chaos Computer Club join to fight new German law allowing government spies and police to use Trojans against innocent citizens. Twitch manages to get out some disappointment with music industry over latest round of DMCA claims. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Serena Williams. Alicia Silverstone. Arkansas baseball. Brazil vs. Ecuador. Lizzie's story. Raya and the Last Dragon. Tankman. Kim Kardashian. Belmont Stakes 2021. Damian Lillard. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Cristiano Ronaldo calls for rape case to be thrown out because lawyers allegedly gave hacked documents to police investigators. Bipartisan Congress group urges Biden to immediately evacuate Afghans who helped U.S. forces as full withdrawal deadline looms. Playing with fire, Beijing blasts Western nations over candlelit vigils at Hong Kong consulates on Tiananmen Square anniversary. Russia-China trade turnover may reach $200 billion by 2024, Putin says. Missed delivery, why does Amazon, the company that sells nearly everything, nearly everywhere, do next to no business in Russia? Departing technology, cash going way of a dodo, will be replaced by digital money in coming decades, says Russian central bank. Chinese military has its own UFO task force, and it's been overwhelmed by surge in sighting reports, media. Russia to complete Pakistan stream gas pipeline in 2025, Energy Minister. Same hype, different day? Beijing says U.S. reporter pushing COVID lab leak theory also fueled debunked Iraq WMD narrative. Brazilian regulator gives conditional approval to Russia's Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine after delay. Moscow blamed on U.S. pressure. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Tiananmen Square, the massacre the Chinese regime tries to erase. Watch, futuristic backpack helicopter copter pack takes flight for first time. As the big lie about Sputnik persists, alleged attackers languish in jail. Houseboats evacuated from California's Lake Oroville mega drought. HR 1, a cautionary tale of unintended consequences. McDonald's tests AI-powered automated drive-thrus at 10 Chicago restaurants. Buchanan, were the wars wise, were they worth it? Louis Vuitton under fire for absolutely disgusting Palestinian headscarf knockoff. COVID-19 has forever destroyed Americans' trust in ruling class experts. Cargill taps startup producing smart cow masks to trap methane burps. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Lab leak reloaded, the media brings back COVID origin debate. Canada PM slams church amid call for probe into indigenous deaths. UN warns famine imminent in Ethiopia's embattled Tigray region. What will become of Afghanistan's economy once the US leaves? Our bodies are crime scenes, South Africa's murdered women. Afghanistan faces vaccine delays its battles COVID surge. Brazil captain suggests hosts against taking part in Copa America. Months at sea, boat carrying Rohingya washes up in Indonesia. What is it like to be a black professor in the US? Can COVID-stricken Brazil host Copa America? The next headlines are from Breitbart. CNN's Kamau Bell, right attacking critical race theory as a distraction while they gut voting rights. Judge rules California's assault weapons ban unconstitutional. Watch, Rays AAA pitcher hospitalized after taking line drive to the head. Texas bill banning tenets of critical race theory and action civics sent to governor. Black leadership group blasts LeBron for wearing logo from vendor that sells Confederate merch. Charlie hurt, Facebook should be sued out of existence over COVID-19 cover-up for China. Fauci, recent attacks on me really very much an attack on science. Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell, climate change threatens global economy. Senate Sergeant at Arms, cybersecurity is a much greater concern than another mob attacking Capitol. Hollywood celebrities push gun control with Wear Orange campaign. The next headlines are from UPI News. Excited lottery winner leaves gas station with palm still in car. Hong Kong parking space sells for $1.3 million, sets new world record. Watch, black bear gets trapped inside parked car in Tennessee. Watch, raccoon invades armored vehicle at U.S. Army base. Watch, wallet lost at theater returned to woman 46 years later. Watch, Among Us-shaped McNugget sells for nearly $100,000. Look, firefighters rescue horse from neighbor's pool in Australia. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 2, Psalm 1-01 Extraterrestrial Entities and Technology, Recovery and Disposal Top Secret Magic Eyes Only. Part 1, Whatever Department of Defense reports about UFO UAPs by June 25, 2021, read the Psalm 1-01 MJ12 Special Operations Manual for facts. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Long-lost sisters reunite and discover their tattoos, jobs, and hobbies match exactly. Brave 7-year-old boy swims an hour to rescue his dad and little sister. U.S. suspends oil and gas leases in one of nation's largest wilderness areas. Moving your sleep time an hour earlier could cut depression risk by 23%, study says. NASA image shows the spectacular beauty of the Milky Way's downtown. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, June 5th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. A raccoon infiltrates an armored vehicle at a United States Army base, today's news. Facebook to suspend Trump's account for 2 years. Muffler Men. A judge has announced in court that Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker are mediocre films. 41% of people have had sex while on the clock. Researchers perform magic tricks for birds, who are not amused. Texas mother accidentally shoots her son while firing a dog. Trump man busted for serial pooping spree. U.S. troops accidentally raid sunflower oil factory in Bulgaria. Woman recovers wallet lost 46 years ago in California. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Facebook says Trump's ban could end before 2024 presidential election. Ring to make police video requests public, as long as you give Amazon your data. How to play irritating WhatsApp voice messages faster. Watch awesome dad build electric wooden Lamborghini for his son. Nobody's listening to your bad audio. This in-depth audio production training can help. What to expect from Apple's WWDC conference this year. Only 39% of Americans would switch to an iPhone. Here's why. Accessible technology is better when it's built by those who rely on it. Developers, use side projects to build a career you can be proud of. Dark patterns that mislead consumers are all over the internet. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Why scientists want to solve an underground mystery about where microbes live. Beyond synthetic biology, synthetic ecology boosts health by engineering the environment. Fungus creates a fast track for carbon. Magnetism drives metals to insulators in new experiment. New form of silicon could enable next-gen electronic and energy devices. Bacteria are connected to how babies experience fear. Food scientists aim to make plant-based protein tastier and healthier. Adopting laboratory techniques for remote instruction. An atom chip interferometer that could detect quantum gravity. Genomics-informed decisions can help save species from extinction. The next headlines are from Information Week. Ancestry's DevOps strategy to control its CI/CD pipeline. The future of supercomputers, democratization is critical. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, June 5th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards universities $1.20 for space station, suborbital research. NASA administrator statement on meeting with Roscosmos. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Donovan Mitchell didn't feel at his best for Game 5, but put up a great performance anyway. It capped a stellar series. Salt Lake City will offer gender-affirming surgery to city workers. Experts advise Utahns to stay hydrated during heat wave. Man arrested for allegedly setting 11 fires on Weber County Trail. Claims on Pioneer Theater managing director's resume seem to be bogus. Here are the new rules approved by the Utah School Board on teaching about racism in response to critical race theory debate. Salt Lake City School Board member resigns after he's charged with sexual assault of a child, multiple porn counts. Vancouver Whitecaps to allow fans for designated home games at Rio Tinto Stadium. More than 1.5 million Utahns have received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine. South Salt Lake police looking for possible kidnap victim. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Apple, Mozilla, Google, Microsoft form group to standardize browser plugins. NASA's Juno 2 get a close look at Jupiter's moon Ganymede. Hackers breached Colonial Pipeline using compromised password. After years of detecting landmines, a heroic rat is hanging up his sniffer. WhatsApp will add multi-device support, introduce you once disappearing feature. U.S. Pentagon changes its mind about DJI drones. Tech scammer who fooled Cisco, Microsoft and Lenovo out of millions jailed for over 7 years. Freakout malware worms its way into vulnerable VMware services. Carriers agree to start sharing vertical location data for 911 calls. Apple working on iPad Pro with wireless charging, new iPad mini. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Cardinals lose Kim Early, late rally falls short against Reds. Suspected road rage shooter in custody thanks to quick-thinking 11-year-old. Kim latest Cardinals pitcher to leave early due to possible injury. I feel like I'm living a nightmare, Mizzou soccer player mourns loss of both parents to COVID. Billboards of unsolved double murder go up around St. Louis. It was miserable. Metro East residents relieved after shelter-in-place order lifted. St. Louis pumps brakes on scooters, issues partial curfew. Jefferson County road rage targets family on I-55. Kirksville man convicted of encouraging fatal shooting. 4 infant deaths prompt Fisher-Price recall of baby gliders. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. More than 3,900 marijuana plants seized from illegal grow site. SDPD detectives killed in wrong-way crash identified. CBX, border pedestrian bridge in and out of Tijuana Airport, set to expand. 60-year-old fatally struck by car in El Cajon identified. Chula Vista set to launch app to help small business, reward customers. Accused Poway synagogue shooter agrees to plea deal. San Diego man denies murder charges in pair of gang shootings. 3 San Diegans win $50,000 in state's first vaccine lottery drawing. California announces first winners of $50,000 prizes from Vax for the Win lottery. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Dream roles for cancelled shows stars, SEAL Team's new recruit, MIA good Dr. Sis, Powerbow and more. Billionaire Barclays settle bitter family feud over Ritz bugging, BNN Bloomberg. Saturday morning Minions trailer, Illuminatian's first original digital series. Anti-Trump sentiment contaminates debate on virus origin, MI6X chief. Apple's working on an AirTag app for Android, anti-stalking features rolling out a new update. Chinese app Sharp Panda developed custom backdoor to spy on Asian governments Technadu. Mark Strong lost a Bond role because he got drunk with Daniel Craig. Spy photos, 2021 BMW X3 facelift spotted in Spain. Apple updates AirTags over stalking fears. Chinese think tank says there's been huge increase in U.S. spy-plane flights over South China Sea. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Pentagon plans to use rockets to drop cargo from space. U.S. Air Force shares fascinating video of HH-60G during Gunsmoke 2021. U.S. Army releases details of its fiscal year 2022 budget proposal. U.S. Army researchers, soldiers test new electro-optics technologies. U.S. Marine Corps awards contract to Northrop Grumman for XM914E1 chain guns. U.S. Army taps Textron systems for second set of eyes. U.S. Army selects Oshkosh Defense to integrate 30mm cannon onto Stryker. U.S. State Department approves $3.5 billion Apache Hilo sale to Australia. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Hong Kongers fight to keep memory of Tiananmen alive despite second ban on Victoria Park vigil. Trendy Chinese toy retailer Pop Mart under fire for sexist questions in job interviews. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, June 5, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Bay Area doctors react to Cal OSHA's decision on face masks in the workplace. Caught on camera, bear spotted in Oakley neighborhood. Santa Clara County discusses VTA shooter's troubling past. CDC warns of increasing teen hospitalizations due to COVID. One person critically injured in South San Jose shooting. Flight from LAX diverted after passenger attempts to breach cockpit. Livermore police officer attacked during traffic stop. 3 hospitalized following Vallejo shooting. Hawaii sets vaccine thresholds for lifting travel quarantine. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Clippers beat Mavs 104-97, force Game 7 in another road win. Red Sox beat Yankees 5-2 in rivals' first matchup this season. Brazil wins World Cup qualifier amid drama off the pitch. Ex-Glendale Heights president, candidate asked to pay court to overturn April's election. New St. Charles Public Library on track to open July 17. Here's a first look inside. New gift shop opens in former J.J. Blinker's space in downtown Antioch. Minnesota man charged in 1972 murder of 15-year-old Naperville girl. Masks anymore, Pritzker sets reopening guidelines as COVID-19 cases continue to decline. Much of suburban area experiencing severe drought, what that means to lawns, crops, water. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Felony charges filed against man accused of kicking dog to death in Seattle. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclone CHOI, WAN, 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, June 5th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Mapping China by the Numbers, the Role of International Cooperation. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Stormy weather pattern to continue into next week. AIDS at 40, the major advances and the challenges that remain. 4-month-old baby dies 2 days after crash on East X Freeway. Teresa Balboa not in court as $500,000 bond said in 5-year-old Samuel Olson's death. Teresa Balboa's ex responds to shocking allegations, "I don't know what happened." Katie Mills Mall jewelry store worker shoots at robbers, police say. Family of man shot at CL nightclub on Memorial Day sues club's owner. Emergency repair forces closure of 3 left lanes of outbound East X Freeway at Parker. Passenger arrested after allegedly attempting to breach cockpit during flight out of LAX. H-E-B needs you. Popular store looks to fill warehouse positions paying $17.50. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Protest erupts again over man killed by Minnesota deputies. Reno Lorder art shines on magazine's covers, at Auto Museum. Former F1 driver see European interest growing in IndyCar. Ulbrich brings gritty, players' first approach to jet ski. Asia-Pacific trade ministers mull pandemic, recovery. Cruise ships restart in Venice, protesters decry their risks. Analysis, a lot of second chances at play in the Belmont. AP photos, papal summer residence reopens to visitors. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Maya Wiley racks up more progressive endorsements, but left remains divided. Extra, the biggest real estate bargain right now, Trump building apartments. NY State pushes to drop masks for schools, NYC says no thank you. Stringer accused of sexual harassment by second woman. After a long pandemic delay, Lai Nguyen's delicious Vietnamese comfort food arrives in Dumbo. Man, it's gonna be a hot one. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. East Village's Odessa restaurant is up for sale on Craigslist. Broadway will be back this fall, but theater safety protocols are still up in the air. Court clears way for city to move homeless men out of Upper West Side Hotel. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Infrastructure expands in Brazil despite crises. Fresh air, clean water. The pandemic should not leave developing countries without a voice or vote. Digital rights key to inclusive post-pandemic recovery, UN experts. Let's talk about sex discussion highlights risk to women. Canada, UN independent experts call for full-fledged investigations into mass grave at Indigenous school. UN launches decade on ecosystem restoration to counter triple environmental emergency. Still time to reverse damage to ravaged ecosystems, declares UN chief, marking World Environment Day. From non-aligned to one-aligned. UN Health Agency urges nations to donate 250 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Surveillance City, NYPD can use more than 15,000 cameras to track people using facial recognition in Manhattan, Bronx and Brooklyn. How USAID created Nicaragua's anti-Sandinista media apparatus, now under money laundering investigation. Biden's disastrous infrastructure bill. Ex-CDC director threatened after he said COVID-19 originated in a lab. Twitter bans denial of violent events but only where protected categories were primary victims. Russia says NATO to supply Ukraine with advanced weapons under guise of Black Sea drills. China, Russia mapmakers chart post-unilateral order. From UNESCO Study 11 to UNESCO 2050, Project BEST and the 40-year plan to reimagine education for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. FBI subpoenas info on readers of news story on slain agents. U.S. intel report on UFOs, no evidence of aliens, but far-right troll charged in Capitol riots avoids house arrest. Elisa Lam, the LA mystery that wasn't. Bargain hunters pounce as Trump condo prices hit decade lows. Teen actor from 13 going on 30 will be 30 soon. Was a pride flag flown at U.S. Embassy in the Vatican? Did an invisible sculpture sell for $18K? Did Anthony Hopkins write a fan letter to Bryan Cranston and the cast of Breaking Bad? The Office actor Steve Carell was once in a McDonald's ad. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Viral posts, pundits distort Fauci emails. Understanding Pennsylvania's proposed bill on handling fetal remains. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. My gym has reopened but I'm not going back, here's why. Bill Maher mocks MAGA truthers with meth teeth and Mike Pence earrings. If America was a foreign country, we'd know its democracy is dying. Europe's pettiness is F-wording up the summer. The vacation for a person with no chill. When Hillary Duff said so gay PSA ended homophobia. The Greek island that makes you feel like a chic traveler. The burglars who came to dinner, but didn't stay to eat. A Trump voting coal country Republican accepts climate change. Happy Pride, how about fewer rainbow images, more action? The next headlines are from the New York Post. Post experts Netflix predictions, it's going 7. Mets James McCann, Luis Rojas ejected for arguing strike call. Yankees unveil new Corey Kluber injury plan. Giants Joe Judge vaccinated, but it's not any kind of statement. Nets number 1 priority, containing Giannis Antetokounmpo. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. NASA to return to Venus with 2 missions by 2030. Snapshot I, Curiosity sees glowing clouds on Mars. The sky this week. A ring of fire eclipse. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Record-breaking heat threatens Midwest and Northeast. CDC report shows rise in teen COVID hospitalizations. FBI steps up response as ransomware attacks rise. U.S. report finds no evidence UFOs were alien spacecraft. CDC says hospitalizations rising in teens with COVID. How to watch next week's Ring of Fire solar eclipse. SpaceX launches new solar panels to space station. 7 asteroids are zooming past Earth this week. Pace of U.S. vaccinations lag as Biden pushes to reach July 4th deadline. SpaceX launches solar arrays and science equipment to space station. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Fisher-Price rock and glide baby rockers recalled after 4 deaths. Car driving on shoulder of road passes cops, who give chase and find $700K worth of drugs. Cruises coming back to U.S. Royal Caribbean announces first 8 post-COVID voyages from Florida, Texas and Washington. Fictional character in song Ode to Billie Joe honored with Mississippi Memorial Service. Flight diverted after passenger attempts to breach cockpit. Los Angeles to Nashville trip stopped in Albuquerque. Video, truck carrying fireworks catches fire in early morning crash. New York seeks to relax mask rules for schools and camps on Monday. Cuomo issues warning as NYC and rest of state face first heat wave of the summer. Toronto strip club vaccinates stigmatized sex workers. Daughter of firefighter killed in LA County firehouse shooting graduates high school wearing dad's jacket to massive applause. The following headlines are from military.com. Legion official resigns over censored Memorial Day speech. It may be the end of the line for the Navy's hypervelocity projectile. The Army is putting 30mm autocannons on more Stryker vehicles. Army veterans audio cut when describing black people's role in Memorial Day. Navy destroyer causes oil spill in Washington. South Korea's Air Force chief resigns over woman's death. Civilian-trained pilots make it leg up in Air Force career through new program. Military's UFO report provides no conclusive proof of aliens, sources say. Vending machines selling ethnic hair care products may be coming to overseas military bases. Can COVID-19 be contracted from a corpse? Documents reveal Army officers' questions for Fauci. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. I can feel the clouds lifting. Many long-haul COVID patients report improvement post-vaccination, surprising medical experts. Black and Brown Unity Car Parade. Citing divisions in Chicago and nationwide, Obama pitches future presidential center as a bridge to bring communities together. Column, it's Pride Month. Let's take a moment to remember John Henri Dembski, Chicago's gay philosopher and chronicler. Minnesota man charged in 1972 murder of 15-year-old Naperville girl. This brutal crime haunted our community many years. The Spin, Pritzker not ready to say he's running for re-election. Governor signs remap legislation into law. Sale prices fall at Trump Tower properties, including Chicago. A matter of trust, Illinois Republicans find a message against Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, but lack the money and challenger to deliver it to voters. Coronavirus in Illinois updates. Pritzker says state's June 11th reopening means an end to capacity limits and social distancing requirements. 626 new cases and 15 deaths reported Friday. Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown announces expansion of Civil Rights Unit, shift toward community policing. Corrections and clarifications. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Biden administration will restore key environmental protections. Indonesian women take on plastic waste brick by brick. Magnetism drives metals to insulators in new experiment. Social identity within the anti-vaccine movement. Researchers investigate mining-related deforestation in the Amazon. Fungus creates a fast track for carbon. Why scientists want to solve an underground mystery about where microbes live. Beyond synthetic biology, synthetic ecology boosts health by engineering the environment. Substantial carbon dioxide emissions from northern peatlands drained for crop cultivation. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, June 5th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Ulbrich brings gritty, players' first approach to Jets D. Leading off, Degram faces Padres, Hill sharper with age. Ahead of final verdict, Mladic bloody legacy divides Bosnia. AP Week in Pictures, Global. Arizona pulls away from Grand Canyon with 12-6 win. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horoscopes June 5, 2021, Mark Wahlberg, put your needs first. Word Game, June 5, 2021. Bridge, June 5, 2021. Ask Amy, I was following the bride's wishes, and the groom's mom flipped out. Harriet Cole, my loud family doesn't get how to tone it down, and they embarrass me. Miss Manners, Max and Jenny want us at their wedding, should we ask who they are? Dear Abby, is my girlfriend's selfie behavior a red flag? CCS basketball playoffs, Friday's results, Saturday schedule. 4 lefties hammer home runs to push first place SF Giants 15 games over .500. Suspect arrested in Santa Clara attempted homicide. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Federal judge overturns California assault weapons ban. Don McGahn, Trump counsel, shed new light on several troubling events in interview, Gerald Nadler. Delta Airlines passenger tried to break into cockpit, authorities say. Judge grants delay in civil rights case over George Floyd death. Memphis police, arrest warrant issued for man who taunted council member at KKK leader's grave. Pentagon offers little detail on support for Afghanistan after U.S. pullout. White House, new GOP offer on infrastructure doesn't meet Biden's objectives. FBI issues subpoena for info on readers of USA Today story. Katie Hill hit with $220,000 in court fees over nude photos lawsuit. J.R.R. Tolkien fan site claims author woke as Amazon petitioned against nudity in LOTR series. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Georgia Board of Education votes to censor American history. Race and taxes. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, June 5, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. New marine scale worm species first to provide evidence of male dwarfism. Study of past South Asian monsoons suggests stronger monsoon rainfall in the future. Study finds lower mortality rate for men at high risk for death from prostate cancer who received early post-operative radiation therapy. Lessons from the last pandemic point the way toward universal flu vaccines. Giving brown fat a boost to fight type 2 diabetes. Don't like your greens? Blame it on brassica domestication. Using HPC and experiment, researchers continue to refine graphene production. New form of silicon could enable next-gen electronic and energy devices. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. There's David Montgomery is full speed ahead. 3 arrested after man shot in South Loop. Jake Arrieta's struggles continue in Cubs 8-5 loss to Giants. Horoscope for Saturday, June 5, 2021. Yorman Mercedes ends hitless streak to give Sox 9-8 win over Tigers. Man fatally shot in University Village. Man killed in West Englewood shooting. Forest Park man dies after fall in North Carolina gorge. For Cubs Ian Happ, adjustments are part of the journey. Obama urges corporate America to call folks out over voter suppression. Price jumps for Obama Center. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, June 5, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, Tomato Fest and a hot new brunch. Openings and closings, Agnes Cafe debuts, Soto opens quietly. Responding to internet creeps leads to bizarre new shared store reverse. 4 observations from attending Houston Texans OTAs. Apple TV Plus's Mythic Quest goes where no video game developer stories have gone before. Houston music vets take a murderous turn. Flooding threat to continue into early next week. The next headlines are about world records making news. 23 years old will hold new Guinness World Record for the tallest stack of M&Ms, the Hunts India. I didn't just want to nibble at records. 40 years on from Coe's stunning 1981, The Guardian. Dubai amputee athlete breaks Guinness World Record for longest wall sit, The National. Watch, with one leg, UAE-based amputee athlete breaks world record, Khaleej Times. World record for Kaylee Hago at Euro Para Champs, Athletics Weekly. Colchester woman in 3 peaks world record attempt inspired by late granddad, Gazette. Bear Grylls reacts to viral video of Tamil Nadu kid climbing stairs while hula hooping, Hindustan Times. New world record, Hong Kong parking space costs $1.3 million, Deseret News. Las Vegas woman breaks world record, crushes water lawns between legs in 7 seconds, Fox 5 Las Vegas. Teamer go out to smash 5-year-old Bermuda to Plymouth world record, Royal Gazette. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Frightened turns abandon 1,500 eggs after a rogue drone crash landed on nesting island. AMC CEO apparently didn't bother to put on pants for this YouTube interview. This new documentary on Peanuts creator Charles Schultz looks like a security blanket for your soul. The King of the Monsters and the Queen of Jurassic Park are the best toys of the week. Microsoft blames human error amid suspicion it censored Bing results for Tiananmen Square Tank Man. 8 money toilets. N.K. Jemisin's Hugo-winning Broken Earth trilogy is coming to the big screen. Dell sued for promising Alienware laptops could be upgraded. Cops are now using a high-tech lasso on people. Into the Spider-Verse 2 recruits Issa Rae as Spider-Woman. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was New Wasib in Kuwait at 123.26 degrees Fahrenheit or 50.7 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Early adopters of Chinese vaccines see case surges, China plows ahead anyway. Puppy's ability to communicate with people is present almost from birth. Live blog, all the news from Apple's WWDC 2021 keynote on 6/7 at 10 a.m. This is not a drill. VMware phone with 9.8 severity rating is under attack. Yes, the military is serious about rocketing supplies around the planet. Deleted Nintendo floppy recovered 26 years later, full of earthbound secrets. Google makes small Android advertising concession in wake of iOS 14.5. Facebook extends Trump ban, ends exemptions for politicians' posts, updated. Ransomware will now get priority treatment at the Justice Department. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Details leak from highly anticipated U.S. government UFO report. It's time to dump, depose and defenestrate Louis DeJoy. Psychopath-driven inequality is making our society sick. Dem John Fetterman mocks Pennsylvania GOP's sad carnival barking with push for Arizona-style audit. GOP in disarray over whether Trump believes conspiracy theory he'll be reinstated in August. Denver police shoot man firing gun out of vehicle outside Martin Luther King Jr. Recreation Center, report. Trump world prays he won't mention QAnon conspiracy theory he will be reinstated in August, report. Watch, top 5 reasons Don McGahn's testimony on Trump obstruction of justice is important. Dr. Fauci shrugs off Fox News attacks during MAGA interview, it's all nonsense. SEC ousts Trump fan from watchdog groups in major victory for progressives, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Climate-fueled wildfires inspire a new lifeline for homeless families. Investigation. Wait, who are the internet stars at this White House social media briefing? Facebook will extend Trump ban until at least 2023. Pence says he doesn't see eye to eye with Trump on the insurrection that tried to kill him. Don McGahn is finally testifying about Trump's obstruction. In other words, the cover-up worked. Zombie fires in the Arctic are an environmental time bomb. One family's escape from Trump's border hell, a 130-week diary. Donald Trump's parting gift to Washington was a party of shit posters. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Alien enthusiasts in Roswell, NM, eagerly await the release of UFO report, WAMC. U.S. intelligence officials have no evidence confirming Navy pilot UFO encounters were alien spacecraft, CNN. Awaiting the UFO report, Kelly Smith explores the social conceptual ethical issues surrounding life in space, Newswise. Aliens likely aren't visiting Earth, but scientists believe they're out there. Here's how they're searching for intelligent life, USA Today. Pentagon to release new report on UFO sightings, WMC. Report that does not confirm, or rule out, extraterrestrial activity in unexplained aerial events, The Washington Post. Meridian Stevel discusses 400 career wins, Hawks walk-off against Hayworth, wand. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Hippocampal cell communication is bidirectional, study, The Scientist. Cain Velasquez, Mike Tyson, other pro athletes leading psychedelic revolution, The Athletic. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, June 5, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Stanton Friedman's Out of This World exhibit to open at Fredericton Region Museum. UFOs, alien technology cannot be ruled out, concedes new report. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, June 5, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.